From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Friday, January 16th. Here's what we're covering on today's episode. New Mexico lawmakers are preparing to fast-track a $1.5 billion road funding bonding bill during the upcoming 30-day legislative session aimed at addressing a growing statewide transportation funding crisis. Rising construction costs and declining gas tax revenue driven by more fuel-efficient vehicles have strained the state's ability to maintain and expand roads. The bill, which stalled last year, could reach Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's desk within the first 2 weeks of the session. Lawmakers say additional road funding is also likely to be included in the state's annual budget. A new report from the nonprofit group TRIP adds urgency, estimating that poor roads cost New Mexico drivers $3.3 billion annually, or about $3,061 per year for Albuquerque drivers alone. More than half of the roads in Albuquerque and Las Cruces are rated poor or mediocre, while the state faces $7.5 billion in underfunded transportation needs. Officials also renewed the debate over raising New Mexico's 17-cent gas tax, which has been unchanged since 1996, though the governor has not yet taken a position. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration's attempt to keep Ryan Ellison serving as New Mexico's U.S. attorney without Senate confirmation, ruling the appointment as unlawful. Senior U.S. District Judge David Niffer said the administration's maneuver undermines Congress's limits on temporary appointments and raised serious constitutional concerns about checks and balances. Ellison, who is an Alamogordo native, had cycled from assistant U.S. attorney to interim, then acting U.S. attorney after President Trump asked the Biden-appointed U.S. attorney to resign. To avoid Senate confirmation, Ellison resigned from his interim post just before the 120-day limit and was reappointed under a different title. The court rejected that approach, ruling that Ellison was never a valid acting U.S. attorney. However, Nuffer allowed Ellison to continue leading the office in practice as the first assistant U.S. attorney and declined to dismiss criminal cases or disqualify him from supervising prosecutions. There is currently no Senate-confirmed U.S. attorney for New Mexico. Democratic U.S. senators criticized the administration for disregarding the law, while Republicans praised Ellison's leadership. It remains unclear whether Trump will nominate a confirmed U.S. attorney for New Mexico. New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres and State Representative Linda Serrato have unveiled proposed legislation aimed at curbing the growing threat of harmful deepfake and AI-generated pornographic images. The Artificial Intelligence Accountability Act would create the state's first legal framework to regulate AI-generated images and strengthen penalties for its misuse. The bill would require AI companies to embed digital markers in content to help identify creators of malicious deepfakes and would allow victims to sue those responsible. Individuals could recover actual damages or $1,000 per view of harmful content, while companies that fail to meet the technical standards could face civil penalties of up to $15,000 per violation. The New Mexico Department of Justice would be authorized to investigate compliance. The proposal follows the recent arrest of an Albuquerque man accused of using AI tools to create sexually explicit images involving children. Torres says the case heightens the need for clear legal boundaries as AI use expands. The bill would also add a 1-year sentence enhancement for crimes involving AI-generated deepfakes. Lawmakers plan to introduce the measure during the upcoming legislative session. And a hearing is scheduled for Tuesday to decide whether actor and director Timothy Busfield will remain in custody while awaiting trial on child abuse and sexual assault charges. Busfield is facing felony child abuse and 2 counts of criminal sexual contact of a minor under the age of 13. Formal charges are expected to be filed at the hearing, followed by his arraignment and scheduling of the trial. Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman announced the hearing at a news conference on Thursday, emphasizing that Busfield is presumed innocent and declining to discuss the case's details. Bregman said cases of this nature typically take up to 12 to 18 months to resolve. Busfield was arrested under a warrant issued on January 9th and turned himself in on Tuesday. He remains held at the Metropolitan Detention Center after prosecutors requested pretrial detention, which Bregman said is the standard practice for cases involving similar charges. The leading news is powered by the journalism of the Albuquerque Journal. If you enjoy hearing all of the stories we share with you here daily, please consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Journal by utilizing the discount code in our show notes. Every subscription helps support local journalism and allows us to provide you with the news that matters to you. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect sunny skies with a high near 58, and as for this evening, mostly clear with a low around 27. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back on Monday.